take it out. Well, the thing is, right? The thing is, ladies and gentlemen, the thing is that the news, you read it, you seen it with your own eyes. I gave you the time of day. But here it says Drew McIntyre joins in, makes himself known, makes himself for granted. It all comes down to showing he's there. He's a big bad boy in disguise, and he's not afraid to tell us all what's really, really, really gonna happen. Well, what really is gonna happen is that we should be seeing the bad people lose and the good people win. And by what I mean is that Cody Rhodes is obviously going to defeat them. They're obviously going to find some type of way. And if not, it's because Jey Uso does that heel turn. It's because we see some new changes. It's because we can actually be saying what we be saying, what we be seeing. Because look, War Games is coming right around the corner. We got Drew McIntyre, we got the pop-ups, we got the things for said. We know what happened in SmackDown. Well, we'll take it for granted. We'll show you. We'll really break it down for what happened in SmackDown. If you were paying attention in the SmackDown, then right now it's the time of day to be waking up, to be telling yourself, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching it, you're living it live, you're experiencing it, you're right in the middle of the day, right in the middle of the awakening. Let's break it down for you. Let me just show you out and tell you how it's gonna be. Look, it all started. We got the Kabuki Warriors, of course, doing whatever they gotta be doing. We got Nia Jax. We got those things. We got Charlotte Flair not wanting to join in on the team,
That if the
not
Kabuki want
wanting
to
to
play
be
dirty, they will be
personally
repaid in their
there
own.
in their own way. And of course, Alexa Bliss was like, yes, I'll go in there. I'll be a fan. I'll be part of the team. But Charlotte Flair was like, wake up. It doesn't make sense. It's not going to help you out. Can you really listen to yourself? Can you? Can you listen to yourself? Because it doesn't make sense. I don't like you, Rhea Ripley. I hate you. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to do what it's going to do, what I got to do doing because it's gotta be done. Because it's gotta be done. Because Charlotte Flair was there, and she's only there for the championships, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care if those guys gonna pretend and cry. She's gonna do anything. Because for reals, we got the Miz picking up the loss. Why do we even want Jey Uso? I mean, for reals, why do we even want Jey Uso? Why are we pushing Jey Uso? Into what sense? Well, we got to make sure that everything in the John Cena little tournament and experiment, it makes sense. Every single piece of what we're putting, every single part of the puzzle. Well, what are we looking at? Well, we're looking at the Miz picking up the loss. We're looking at Jey Uso advancing. The Miz obviously got to continue to spiral down, got to have some type of thing against Carmelo Hayes, whatever's going to happen in Carmelo Hayes, because he's also in the tournament. Well, Jay Uso picking up that win because we did hear where heel Cena existed, that he didn't really like what he was seeing from Jay Uso. Right now, we got Tommaso Ciampa who better get that United States title. He better break away from Johnny Gargano. He better do something. I know we all like Elijah Dragunov. I know we all like him that he's giving out opportunities with the United States Open title. I understand it. But come on, guys. Bronson Reed getting his own opportunity. I'm actually really pissed that it was squandered, that it was just a hoax, that he lost it all, that he didn't make sense, that he didn't get it capitalized. Well, I know we weren't going to see a title change. I know we weren't going to see some type of thing, some type of iteration, some type of glory days where we can actually be understanding if we're going to be shaking it all out right before War Games. But it was nice to see. It was cool to be seeing the type of iterations, the type of commotions, the type of changes that could be done. It was interesting how, of course, the Open US Challenge was a banger. We got bangers with people understanding every understood that Elijah Dragunov puts in the battles. He puts in those matches. Of course, Axiom doing his own thing. We've always known Axiom. He's had great things. He has great showings, and Dragunov's not losing over that title. Great so far. Good for SmackDown. It gives it some type of credibility that we must watch. And of course, that H bomb looking phenomenal in the way that he's gonna end out opponents. I mean, what else? A combination of a pin, our truth, better get at least some type of sentimental match, right? Some type of thing. John Cena retirement, it's all seeming so fast. It's all been about a month, 4 weeks, whatever. Chelsea Green again as the United States title holder. It was great to see because the gimmick fits the vibe, and it's finally amount of time where we've seen. You understand who we saw back. I'm not gonna spoil it just yet if you didn't see it, but we got it back. Sami Zayn against the MFTs. Nick Aldis announced it. It's gonna be 5-on-5. It's gonna be an old school Survivor Series elimination style match. And I mean, that's good. Right, that's good. That gives them some purpose. That gives them some type of wisdom. That gives them some type of good things for them to be cooking. But I mean, did we really build up the MFTs just for some another Friday night match? Did we really build up the NFTs just for some other type of action, some other type of thing that they're just continuously building up again and again? I mean, when are these MFTs gonna get a real opportunity? When are these MFTs gonna get some type of real chance? Solo Sikoa deserves way more, right? Solo Sikoa deserves some bigger pushes. Solo Sikoa deserves to getting some type of real animosity. But no, he's not getting that real vibe. He's not getting that real push. His family tree isn't really getting that push that they deserve. No, in the fact, they're getting no respect. They're getting no things. Well, what can we do for Solosuke? What can we do? Well, we'll start planning it out, right? Well, he better not lose at whatever they're building over there. Now, the war games, it's what I was talking about, right? The war games seem to be some type of action where we've seen it all before. We've seen it all again, just like the song says, I'm here for you, my friend. We've seen it until the very end. It's the war games. It's the things that we continue to see, the predicting members, what's going to happen in these final things? Well, my predictions, the things you're probably asking yourselves, why is it LA Knight in the War Games? What's going on with that guy? He obviously had his match against Zack Ryder. I mean, Chelsea Green's husband, and it's just great to see Zack Ryder back. Woo, woo, woo. It's great to see the Long Island iced tea, and he picked up the loss. He wasn't going to pick it over LA Knight, of course. He wasn't gonna be there just yet, but it was great to see exactly what could be said and could be happening at the same point. What were we going? What were we seeing? What exactly could we be looking at? And what could it be that could be building up from it? What could it be that we could be seeing now? Zack Ryder now more invested into the WWE. Kabuki Warriors, of course, doing their menacing stuff, doing their things so that can just cause a havoc, probably get that title shot. We did see, of course, a squash match. I wasn't ready for that. Carmelo Hayes with his little promo, and of course, he better get more respect. He better get some more time. He was the number one draft pick and things aren't really looking that great for him. I know they're trying to push him in some way, but come on, WWE. Now, the thing I said, we all knew Bronson Reed, there weren't going to be any title changes, there weren't going to be any crazy things, but we did have more commotion, more things, more buildups going into and over for what will be happening and whatever will be building up for War Games. We did have more things to be said, more things to be implemented. The action didn't stop there, as mentioned, and it just kept going and going until the very end, until the very point that we all understood. We all understood that the final man that could be, that could potentially be. I mean, I'm not locking in my potential uh lock, right? But I'm saying, couldn't it be just Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker? Couldn't it just be Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker as those last men? Couldn't it just be as we get to see them one more time? I mean, let's make sense of it. Let's try to really make sense of what the internet and everything is saying. I mean, at what point are we gonna be seeing some other type of speculation? Roman Reigns, why isn't he around? Why isn't he going? Now the people saying John Cena, Rey Mysterio. I mean, come on, dude. Nobody wants to be seeing John Cena. Nobody wants to be seen Rey Mysterio. We got Dominic Mysterio, Austin Theory. I was seeing the Austin Theory going tossed around, being said, but I mean, he's been pushed out of the company pretty much. The people don't want him. The company doesn't want him. They're not gonna really put him in on one of these big spotlights where it's gonna be a major push for someone. Dominic Mysterio wouldn't really make sense unless he breaks apart from the Judgment Day, and it's not happening just yet. We got Roman Reigns. It does make sense to me. We got Brock Lesnar. That is what the sports keeper news is saying. And that is pretty much what I think everybody else should be saying, right? That's pretty much what everybody should be putting on their bingo card. That you got these things, you got it locked in, you got the teams going over, you got the shows, you got all these motherfucking ads. But come on, being real, we got Jada Cargill, this squashing. We got other things. I hope we don't see any type of. I hope this prediction suck ass. I hope we don't see any type of stuff like that. But in the end, what I really am saying is that the John Cena tour is important, right? The War Games is important. The War Games is building up to be something that needs to be said, something that continues to be built out to be something that for right now, they're just coming in and making all sense of it. Right now, we got some things that are being said. Who is going to take over as that John Cena spot? Everything has to make sense. So, John Cena, whoever that secret little opponent for Solo Sikoa is, it gotta make sense. They gotta build it all out. Whoever is gonna be that final person added, it's gonna make sense. It can't just be some type of Austin Theory. Sorry for all you Austin Theory fans. I'm an Austin Theory fan, even if it doesn't seem like it. But honestly, it's War Games, and right now they just showing that they're securing it, right? They're playing it pretty loosely. They're making it easy. They're loosey goosey. They're not afraid. They're pretty much afraid to pull the trigger. They're not gonna do anything crazy. They're not gonna be making any type of changes where they're not gonna allow themselves the time of day to make sure that nothing gets stressed out, nothing gets changed out, nothing gets built out. And it's War Games. I mean, War Games is an implementation of Cody Rhodes, right? Because his father invented the games. His father made it all out to be. His father makes it important. Well, come on. He's gonna make it important, right? He's gonna put the biggest stars on the line. And right now, one spot remaining pretty much on each team. Could it be Roman Reigns? Of course, he has a bit of a feud with everybody else. Brock Lesnar. I mean, am I just closing myself out? Am I really not seeing who it could be? Is there anybody else that you are right now thinking to yourself, why is he not mentioning? Well, let me know because I would have loved to know if I'm actually missing someone out, right? I wouldn't like to be counting someone out, but the obvious is obviously there. I want to see some type of returns. I want to see some type of changes that would be interesting to see. At the same time, what could we be building out to be? Who are we going to be out and seeing? Who are we going to be out and showing out to be? It's War Games. I mean, the titles need to make sense. The changes need to make sense. The rules need to make sense. The news needs to make sense. The things that are changing out, the most thing that is going out, it's changing, it's rolling out, it's coming back. It's these things that are being said. John Cena sent a strong message about the last match. It's gonna be his last match, so of course he's gonna pay as much attention as possible. We got a few things. Steve Austin names the WWE match he was proud of. I mean, you gotta hear those podcasts out, right? You gotta pay attention in the crowds. You gotta make sure everything's cooking. You gotta make sure everybody's winning. What's going on with Randy Orton? He's been a bit here and there, changes it up. We gotta see what happened with, Rey Mysterio. He'll probably want to close up some three chapters, close up a few books. He'll probably want to do a few more things. And the addition, of course, of Drew McIntyre. We got these people that should be chasing the gold, but they just gotta put up this gimmick for this gimmick fight. They're just gonna do this for now, and it's interesting to see what they're gonna be building. Exactly why nobody's actually protesting more. That Logan Paul is just shoved down our throat. He's just pushed down all about. He just comes in whenever he wants. He does whatever he does, and then he's just in these type of events, right? He's in this type of event where at one point we were like, okay, it's kind of weird that he's helping out CM Punk, but then at the other point, it's like, okay, now he's aligned himself with Division. Exactly why is this now part of the War Games? I was really expecting it to be type of Solo Sikora's MFTs, and I don't really care against two, right? Could have been the White Six. I thought that would have made a bit more sense, right? The MFTs against the White Six, for the title matches, right? Like even for a stipulation like that, even if it's not the traditional tag team, it would have made a bit more sense to just continuing to put in the same characters, right? To continue to use the same personnel, continue to just squeeze on to that message, continue to push on and push through to whatever they're trying to build. But it just for me, that's the problem with whatever's happening with war games. It's that they're continuously using the same people for the gimmicks. It's the continuous use of the people for the changes, for whatever they're trying to make, for whatever they're trying to build, for whatever they're trying to do. Is the continuing things around they're continuing to use their superstars. I know that they need to focus on the John Cena retirement tour. I know that they need to be using, of course, um, Logan Paul because it's probably in his contract. I know that they want to be using their superstars such as Rhea Ripley, such as, people that they can just implement and push in. But at the same time, I just wish that they took it a bit more serious and did use this exposure to actually grow people. Even if they weren't going to sell as many tickets, even if they weren't going to have as many views, it would be even better for the actual fans that they have, for the actual characters that they're trying to build, for people such as the Austin Theories that get lost in the sauce, in between everything, in between all the action, in between all these people that they just constantly and pushably want to just continue to push. And that is such as, what we said, Logan Paul, he could have been easily Austin Theory, right? He could have been the person that Austin Theory would have replaced. And then we got one more spot. We got one another opportunity. But no, we got someone like Logan Paul at the moment who's taking spot and center at War Games. And it just comes to show that it's what they're implementing, it's what they're changing, it's what they're doing, it's what they're trying to resonate with the fans. That, hey, as long as these people, especially with Logan Paul, right? He has his own action figure now, and they're pushing it. They're putting it in the broadcasting table booths. They're putting it in our face, per se. They're trying to make sure, hey, make sure you pay attention. Make sure you look at that. Make sure you're looking at everything that they're trying to do. And at the same time, we're understanding, well, what exactly are we looking at? What exactly are we seeing? What exactly are they trying to show us? Well, they're trying to show us that they're trying to sell merchandise. They're trying to show us that even though we might not think Logan Paul is grandiose, even well, we might not want him in our shows or whatever, he's actually moving the needle, right? He's actually changing and doing whatever he has to be doing to be making merchandise roll in, to be making money and dough coming to and views and clicks and maybe people buy these type of things for their hate or for whatever they're doing, but it is actually working, right? It is actually implementing and working and showing off to be such a strategic strategy that ended up working and being taken for granted at a good and bad stage, that it ends up being something that, all business makers could probably take care of just the way it's been implemented, the way it's been grown, it's the way it's been shown out to be for what will be probably a big and mm, very excellent set stage for sororities. That's not my gripe, right? Like, I believe that the wrestlers that are involved in it are going to be really entertaining. I believe that the stories that they're trying to portray are actually entertaining. It's just the ability for other superstars, maybe in that locker room, maybe someone as a Damian Priest, who definitely the study in his downfall has to be taken. How last year he could have been in the Elimination Chamber, and now he's gone off and lost and burned his eye and pretty much lost in the Aleister Black feud and whatever will happen to him. But it just goes to show they're gonna lock in their chips. They're gonna go all in, whatever the Las Vegas references may be. They're gonna make sure that they're securing the bet. They're gonna make sure that they take up the minimum, and that's exactly what they're showing off for War Games. So the problem with War Games is that they're just gonna be playing too secure. They're just gonna be playing to their cards. They're just gonna be playing to their great time hits, and it's not an issue per se, as mentioned, but it is the problem within the company. How much lemon can we squeeze out of our lemon trees? Now, thank you for watching. Have a great day.